Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the best skill tree build guide in Stellar Blade. So I just beat this game recently and I want to share some thoughts on this game because there's some really great options that we can go with here for our skill trees. So first things first, the attack skill tree, I would highly recommend getting the ambush attack here. So these critical hits are super useful. You can sneak on enemies from behind and take them out. I would also recommend going with the lightning rush, increases the charging distance and attack of power rush. This is when you hold down the triangle attack. This is a really useful one, and we can upgrade it even further, but we'll do that later on. I also really like the beta energy recharge because we're going to want to use our beta energy attacks as much as possible. Now we're going to hop over to the survival tree here. So I think it's actually best to go with the focus boost, make it easier to use the perfect parry. This is extremely useful early on because you're going to want to get comfortable with parrying, so making it easier helps a lot. And then we can also go with the perfect dodge refix boost, so this just further makes it easier for us to dodge. And then we can also do double dodge here, so the double dodge is really nice as well. With both of those, I would recommend going with also the threat detection, makes it easier to use blink and repulse. So these are our dodging skills that we get whenever the enemy's about to attack us. And yeah, we'll go with repulse here too. So we're going to use when an enemy is attempting a fatal attack, so we can push the enemy away and steps back. So whenever you see that blue attack, you press circle and dodge backwards. That's a really nice one to have. So I also like going for more burst energy, but we'll do that later on. The reflection is also a good one too. So whenever you do a perfect dodge, hold square, you can do a combo attack there. So nice to be able to get that extra attack off. And also increase the amount of beta energy that we get at a perfect parry is awesome as well. So that focus boost makes it easier to make it perfect parry and get more beta energy back. Now, I would highly recommend sticking with just one of the beta attacks at the start. You're gifted with both slash and triplet. Triplet is by far the best. The shield breaker is good too. I would avoid getting shockwave. This is good later on in the game. However, you're going to be parrying a lot and dodging a lot. And you can accidentally press the L1 plus circle and use this spell. So until you can fully mod it out, I would not recommend grabbing the shockwave, and I would recommend powering up the triplet attack. So this can actually stun. The third hit stuns enemies, and we can stun on an extra attack as well. So whenever you see the enemy going at you with an attack you don't like, you can use this to stop them from attacking. So this will increase the attack power of triplet. It's probably the best skill in this game. It does a lot of damage and it stuns them. And we can get beta energy back when hitting with triplet. Now this does an additional arc to deal a final blow and stuns enemies, so we can continue to attack with that. I would also recommend getting the impact enhancement whenever you can, whenever you get 4 SP here. So the first trigger triplet also stuns. This is extremely useful because there's going to be times where you're going to get attacked and you want to be able to break them out of their attack animation. This allows you to stop them from making the attack, and it's extremely useful against some bosses later on in the game. And in damage the balance of enemy hit with quadruplet, this is huge too, because whenever those little yellow triangles or little yellow diamonds underneath their health bar is their balance, and the further we can take down their balance, the easier the fight's going to be because we'll get those critical attacks in. So I'd recommend filling out that beta energy first, and then maybe going with the slash attack. The slash attack's pretty good too, but I would typically avoid shockwave. It's not as good as triplet, and it's going to consume a lot of your beta energy by accident, so don't even equip it till later on. I'll go over to burst and the Taki trees in a moment, but we're actually going to go back to the survival tree and take counter. So after perfect parry, hold square and then to triangle. After perfect parry, hold triangle. And after counter, plus triangle plus square. So all of these are really great to go with. I would even take the counter chain too. All the extra attacks that you can build off of parrying and dodging is really huge. I would also take the beta energy recharge higher as well. So increase the amount of beta energy recharge with a successful perfect parry and more effective the beta energy recharge 1. And as we go down here, the burst energy recharge is a nice one to take as well. So this gives us more burst energy whenever we do a successful perfect dodge. So you get burst energy from dodges and you get beta energy from blocking and attacking. So we want to obviously get as much of that as possible. Chain reflection is nice too. Can only use if reflection 1 is successful, attacks quickly and downs the enemy. So this is a combo attack that we can use our burst energy on. And then I think that filling out this whole tree here is ideal. So then finally we can use the chain reflection there. So that's a lot of extra attacks that we can get off. And as you can see, it's pretty flashy, but it deals a ton of damage. Now going into the attack tree, aerial blow in the air, I would probably recommend taking this a bit earlier too. And the rush attack, so this gives us 2 attacks in a combo. And then this gives us a further rush chain with the circle there. Infinite Rush, increase the charges distance of Power Rush, more effective. This is a really good one. Being able to dash at the enemy is something that you're going to be doing multiple times in boss fights. Now, Chain Charge can be used after defeating an enemy with ambush or assault. Charge at the enemy to down them. So that's nice, being able to take down 2 after doing an ambush. And recharge more beta energy on a successful ambush or assault. So that's good. We'll also finish off the tree beta chain. Strengthens the last blow of some combo attacks. Deals higher damage, stuns the enemy, and recharge burst energy. And then recharges more beta energy when attack lands. So there we go. We've fully upgraded that tree. Now we're going to go into the burst tree. I think that there's one that stands out more so than others. Tempest is really great, so this deals a lot of damage to an area, and it can actually take out enemies really easily. Descending Break's good, and I found I was using this one a lot. I would say, though, Overdrive is the best, so overloads the body with burst energy to increase melee attack power and attack speed. So we can attack faster and hit harder. So I would fully recommend getting this full burst tree filled out because the increased damage that we can deal is huge. And the increased attack speed, so we're just going to flat out be hitting the enemy harder. This lasts for about, like, I think it's like 10 seconds or so, so it can give you a much needed boost. Out of the final 3 here, Tempest is great for a group of enemies. It hits in a huge area. I really like Tempest, but I found it a bit lackluster against some bosses. Pushing Edge is okay too, but I think that the Descending Break was the strongest one, so jump high and releases burst energy to crush the enemy. So we'll go with that there, and you can increase the damage of it, but I would probably recommend going with the Taki tree next. So the Destructive Judgment Wave here is great. All the Taki skills are great. I honestly think that Taki mode is so much fun. Get a defensive stance that can automatically counter attacks, so that's very good defensively. And then we can Taki energy consumption is reduced, so we can stay in the Taki suit for a bit longer. Judgment counter is good too, so after perfect parry, it's similar to our normal attack. So a lot of the skill tree is actually just giving us some abilities that we have from just normal mode. This is a huge one, Judgment counter too, so after perfect parry, hold triangle for an attack. Really nice to have, and I would recommend even grabbing the counter link too. After perfect dodge, that I like these attacks. Just remember to hold triangle after you dodge or parry an attack. And you can also, with this one, do it with square. So those are 2 good options. And you can also add these in, so triangle and circle to get that extra attack in. I think the Judgment Time is a good one to go with those. So giving you a longer time in the Taki suit. And then I guess finally to round it off, we'll take the counter link. And then we'll go with our reflection link 2 here. So there's the full skill tree. The other burst skills are great, but I just think that Overdrive's the best because it allows you to go through your attack combos. I recommend triangle, 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 square. A lot of the time deals a good amount of damage. With the Overdrive, it's going to deal even more damage. And honestly, Triplet is the best beta energy attack here. I think that this is extremely useful. The other ones are good too. Like, this is more so for multiple enemies. So against bosses, it's not as great. And you can actually hit multiple enemies with Triplet. Shockwave's good against one of the final fights where you actually can't hit with any of your beta attacks, only the Shockwave, because it releases somewhat of a Moon Veil like attack that comes out of the blade. So this can be worth using later on. You can respec Signal's skill trees. And Shield Breaker's good, delivers a sudden strike, stuns enemies, and deals high damage to their shield. Attack power increases when used while charging. But I didn't find this one to be the most effective. Let me know in the comments if you found this one to be a strong one. I just found Triplet with the increased attack to stagger super useful because you can just stun lock bosses with it. But that is the skill tree in Stellar Blade. Let me know if you have any questions below. And if you found this video useful, please hit that subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.